Indeed, yeah.
What is it?
Yo, what's going on, people? Hey, we're live, blood.
Hey, man.
We got pammed, bro.
We got moved to.
Alright, bruv, we got pammed. Louis, bruv, how are you, man, feeling, blood?
I would do a happy dance right now, but I don't want to get demonetized.
Bro, yeah, don't be doing that.
Bro, it's just mate, the scenes. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I got everything caught up, mate. I was spoke to you earlier. Didn't expect it. Come out, do well. Job done. Moving on to Wembley Cup final. Hopefully beating Arsenal. I say hopefully because, like we were saying earlier, they seem to turn into the Invincibles in the FA Cup. But look, I'm just gassed. If it means we stop them getting European football this year after we stopped them getting Champions League last year, mate, it's beautiful. I won't even care about the trophy. That would be the trophy in itself. But we'd actually get a bit of silverware. We wouldn't get the we beat Man City and Liverpool in the same week trophy. So it's one of those where, you know, hopefully we can get the job done. That's all that matters to me now. Fantastic result for us. Happy days. Move on. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Fair enough. Cam, what are you saying, bro?
Bro, listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm not even that mad. I'm more mad about the performance, but I'm not really mad about the result, man. Like, it is what it is. It was an accessory. It's a bonus to me anyway. But there's some performances that we're going to have to get into, fam. There's some of them guys out there, and Ole's obviously some of Ole's decisions as well. We definitely got to open a dialogue on that. But in terms of the result, I'm gonna be real. I'm not even that mad, fam. I'm not even that mad. Like, people are going crazy and stuff, but shame. People are going crazy and stuff, but right now, it's kind of a thing where that's not our objective, man. Our objective, obviously, you're Man United, you want to win trophies, but our objective right now is to get into Europe. Spurs did us a massive favour, and we need to capitalise on Wednesday. But in terms of it's the performance I'm more mad about. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, Rob.
No, but you see, do you know what the issue is? Yeah, I'm personally not too frustrated about coming out the cup, but you know what the PR's been. Man United is about winning trophies. This club, we have to be contending for this, contending for that. Man didn't play his best team. Yeah. And this is the message you've been giving us for however long. Do you know what I mean? The performances is another thing. Like, to be honest, I didn't expect to win this game based on form, how we've dropped off. And then another thing that's frustrating as well. All right, you wanted to rest players. The players you wanted to rest, everyone played, basically. So where was the rest?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At 3-0 down, I didn't see much point bringing on Pogba and the Greenwood. It's like, bro, we've lost, innit? Just let it go, innit?
Exactly.
that was my thing. I'm like, we lost, bro. Like, what is the actual point? And you know what killed me? Yeah, it was coach versus uncoach today, innit? You saw the press from Chelsea compared to the press from us. These men have no clue how to play that 3-5-2 formation. It just tells you all the games we won with it was just 100% down to the players, and it was just luck on the day. Their man don't know how to play that system. They came up against a team that is coached in that system and got absolutely peppered. Do you know what I mean? And Chelsea have been coached in that system under Conte, under Sarri, and now under Lampard. So these men are well versed in playing that three at the back compared to us. Do you know what I mean? That are doing this little good vibes FC, blood. That's what we are, fam. That's what we are. We're good vibes FC. I'm telling you. Ollie shaking hands, rubbing shoulders, and that smiling, calling man nicknames. He's a crap coach, blood. A man saw it today. Do you know what I'm saying? Man management, yeah, cool, innit? But that's only 50%. I won't even say it's 50% of the game, blood, because you'll play for a manager you hate, yeah, if you're winning games, innit? We've seen it under Jose. We've seen it under any other managers and other coaches. The guy is a rubbish coach, bro. Man saw it today. Tactically got it wrong. And then it was very clear to see that we were getting out possessed. And what did we say in the build up to the game, Cam? I said that team is tailor-made to just surrender possession and try and hit them on a break. There's no one to hold.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Definitely.
There's no one to keep the ball in midfield, which there wasn't. Bruno kept giving the ball away. Fred kept giving the ball away. Matic wasn't really in the game. And even he was getting caught on the ball because he was dawdling. Rashford and Dan James were isolated and couldn't hold the ball up to do nothing. Like everything we predicted was going to happen just by looking at the lineup is exactly what happened, bro. Which tells you these men are not being coached to play football a certain way. How can we look at the attributes of a player and just know how the game's going to go?
Hey, listen. The thing is, we beat Chelsea before, innit? With that setup, innit? So obviously he probably went and thought he could do it. He thought he could do it again. But obviously Chelsea, they've lost 3 times. They're a bit more. They've probably put a lot into it. They had 2 days extra rest as well. Don't sleep on that. They had their tails up. You know what I mean? They had 2 days extra rest. But at the same time, this goes back to what I say. Yeah. If we have to be same 11 FC, then you've got a problem at the football club, bro. If we're angry that Ole is not playing out at the same 11 for the 7th game in a row during a COVID period, then what does that explain about the squad? What does that explain about the team? We want him to play the same team for the rest of the running, basically. Then we're going to say play the same team in the Europa for every single round because it's a knockout round. Start the same 11. That's basically what we're saying. We can't make no changes. Same 11 every single week. Not even every single week, every 3 days, same 11. Bro, the players are going to be dead. As I said, Southampton and Crystal Palace game. Bad performances. Even Bournemouth, it started creeping in a little bit. Yep. Bro, the players are going to be dragging their feet. They're really dragging their feet here. So, boy, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of players. There are a lot of players that we really need to get into. We really need to get into some of these guys.
Rob, say what you're going to say before we start hanging some people. Because, hey, listen, I'm about to get biblical on a few man today. Man, getting crucified tonight, rude boy. Trust me.
It's exactly what Cam's saying, bro. Like, what can we do? We're watching the team deteriorate before our eyes, yeah, because they're running out of energy. Their legs are going. Like, these mistakes that are all coming in. Like, you can have a bad game, but some of these boys are just knackered. Do you know what I mean? All this time off football, some people are coming back off injury, off a break, straight into football, and we're doing same 11 the whole time. Bruv, we're paying the price of that right now.
And then Louis, you look at your team, look at the rotation, bro. Like I've seen games where
you're Chelsea come in.
Louis is Chelsea. We've seen Barkley's come in for some games. Mount's played from wide today. We've seen him play in the hole before. Do you know what I mean? No matter what Lampard does, he changes it around, and it's still, at least there's still a bit of fluidity.
Well, that's precisely what I was saying to you earlier, wasn't it? You know, we were saying we have the options in midfield. We can change the shape if we want to. We can take the game to you guys. And that's exactly what we did today. We sort of knew that you were going to try and come face us with that 3-back that you have done previously this season. Like you said, we're well versed in it. We've got players that understand that system. We didn't play it so much under Sarri, but we have a lot of Conte's old players really in that team still. And, you know, Mason Mount, I think credit where credit's due. People sleep on this guy because he is unreal. His work rate, how he wins the ball high at the pitch, the amount he's played, I think 4 positions this season. Like the guy is different gravy. And just as I've seen Jake's thing in the chat. He said up the wharf as well. That's a very important thing for me there. He goes, talking about Kovacic having Fernandes in his pocket. Reece James being able to just go up and down that right hand side for United. I don't understand how we were given so much. That's one thing I don't understand is how we got so much width. I get we played the 3-back, which naturally means you get more width. But we were pressing you guys so far up the pitch, and it really, with the midfield that we have, it should have been the other way around. Like it wasn't something where, you look at that and you go, do you know what? That in terms of that midfield battle, we were saying that's where it's won and lost. Fernandes got bullied today, but I think most of your team did. To be fair, it felt like Usman Masvidal. We just suffocated you guys wherever we could, and it was one of those where it was like. You to be fair, you were in the wars. We came off better in scraps. Also, importantly, hope Eric Bailly has a good recovery because that looked nasty. But it's one of those where as soon as you guys started dropping like flies, the game was ours. The mentality wasn't there from United, and we just simply crushed you wherever we could. And the team won at the end because of that.
Hey, why was I don't know what happened to Bailly anyway. I get well soon to him, but listen, let's not do player ratings today because not one player played over a 2. Not one player paid over a 2.
No.
Not one player paid over a 2. There might even be some negative numbers. I'm not even joking. There might be some negative numbers for some players. It might have to be a new thing on Rants and Bants channel. Like, yo, negative numbers. Have we done that before? Because
now I'm happy to give man zeros. I've done it before, and I've done it on the United Stand. I do not care, bro. I've given man zeros before. I'm giving the manager one today. That's for damn sure. He can get a strong 0, blood.
I thought they had a solid 10, like wrong channel.
They can hold a 0 as well, blood. Like,
what Chelsea did is just highlight. Chelsea just highlighted everything, any small issues you have with United that can be covered through maybe us just playing well or a bit of brilliance or good form. They exposed that today. Little things like Wan-Bissaka being absolutely abysmal as a football player. On the ball, he can't play football well. He's technically awful, and Chelsea played to that. They kept pressing him. Wasn't it technically on the ball? People were telling me that his offensive game is improving. It's not, mate. It's not. They got onto him. They killed him. They pressed him. And if from there they could always play. It was breaking down at him so much. And then our back five were having the ball all the time. They closed off the pass to Bruno, yeah? And then Fred and Matic, it's a disaster class in there. It's a disaster class. So, but we know them two are not good on the ball. That's why we know they're not possession-wise, which we said in the beginning of the game, which is why we always want Pogba and Bruno. They have to start every single game. Because when you see that, Chelsea just highlighted everything that's weak about our team. And sometimes that happens. But some of the individual performances, Wan-Bissaka's, absolute nightmare. Yeah. Maguire, I thought he must have been concussed from the Babayi injury because he was playing like I don't even know what was going on with him.
He was playing like man was on heroin or something.
Yeah. Literally, like I think he must have been concussed because he was playing like he's been on a 4-day bender or something. Who else is there? There's Fred. I don't know what's happened to Fred. That since Pogba's presence has come back, that guy's jumped off a cliff. I don't know what's happened to him. Lindelof, same old Lindelof, regular Lindelof. But the one guy, sorry, I don't listen. Everyone else is going to go into Maguire and stuff. We're going to get into him, but David De Gea, listen, yeah. I have been saying this, yeah. Listen to me. Listen.
I've been looking forward to this one. Oh,
Sam, listen. David De Gea, yeah. I have been saying for a long time that is the worst thing United could have ever done is give him a new contract. Ever. Like that since post-Ferguson, I'm being so serious. Since post-Ferguson, that's the worst decision we made post-Ferguson. I think that's even worse than than signing Alexis Sanchez. Because now he's just there, highest earner at the football club. Highest earner. No one's gonna buy David De Gea. No one. And all he's done all season is cost us. I have not even seen Tim Howard, Roy Carroll, Ben Foster. I have seen some nightmare keepers at Man United. Fabian Barthez, I haven't seen them make this many mistakes in a single season.
Shall I tell you what
he is breaking records right now.
The worst mistake wasn't giving him a new contract. The worst mistake was breaking your fax machine. If you checked if they got it fixed yet, maybe you should see if they've got that. That just needs to. You need to. I see. Me and Rants were talking about it before we went live. I do not want to hear ever again a Manchester United fan lecture me on Kepa and David De Gea. What we need to do is sit down with some Spaniards, get some lovely wine, get some sangria, whatever it is, and just cry with them. Okay, we can just appreciate their pain. That's the situation we're going through. Because to be honest, David De Gea today, he went and proved the point that he is on a par, if not worse, than Kepa. Kepa is Spain number one. That's the end. That's my argument one. End of.
He's making just as much mistakes as Kepa, even more. The thing is, Kepa's making some bad mistakes, but DDG might as well pick the ball up and throw it in the net. With his mistakes, he might as well pick it up and throw it in the net and say, "Let's go again, center circle, boom, let's go." Because the way he's playing is, honestly, I've always said it. De Gea to me is arrogant. To me, he comes across arrogant to me, right? He got rid of his goalkeeping coach, apparently for being disloyal, snake or whatever. That's what his goalkeeping coach came out and said just this week. Ever since he went to the World Cup, ever since De Gea went to the World Cup and got exposed, for not being levels like Casillas and that, he got exposed and they booed him. Ever since then, he has not been the same. And Man United went and gave him a new contract, and that's a reoccurring thing under Woodward. You're giving contracts to guys that don't deserve it. Just like when Wayne Rooney got 300k when he was clearly finished. He was clearly finished. And it's the same thing now. How can your goalkeeper be your highest earner?
Yep.
How can your goalkeeper? He's making mistake after mistake after mistake, knowing he's not going to get dropped. At least Lampard was like, do you know what, Caballero, you're going to come in for a few games. Let's see what Kepa's about. Kepa's eventually come back into the team. But listen, Romero's the cup keeper, you know. If I was him, I'll be fuming. I'll be knocking on Ole's door like, what the hell are you doing? Yep. Because he's just gone and thrown the ball in the back of the net again. De Gea's finished, man. He's so finished. Like, and I don't want no one to tell me nothing. The guy is finished. He's single-handedly almost just a top 4 race. And now look what he's doing in the FA semi-final. He's a finished goalkeeper, man. Finished. I don't want to hear nothing about him again. Honestly.
Okay. I will take my Chelsea hat off for a minute, and I would like to address this. So it's one of those where I get you guys are vexed as a neutral in this situation with David De Gea. If I'm just putting my football fan hat on, right? You've given him a new contract, knowing that he's this poor. Probably, secondly, to make sure that you get a decent price for him when he moves on, because there's no doubt, based on Dean Henderson's season that he's had, he will be going and being Manchester United's #1 goalkeeper next season. With that being said, where is David De Gea going to go?
We don't care. That's the answer. We don't care.
That's none of my business.
Listen, I hope it's one of them things where we let him go and we say, do you know what, De Gea, we'll pay 150k of your contract as well, but just get out of the club. Because that's all. Actually, do you know what? I don't even care if he gets sold. As long as he's just not our keeper next season. We've got Dean Hendo chasing a golden glove. Brilliant keeper. He's been a brilliant keeper for a while. There's no way you're going to jeopardize the future of Dean Hendo, who's about 22, for David De Gea, who's finished, and he's not even in his 30s. Keepers are meant to age like fine wine. He's getting worse. He's getting older.
Yeah, getting worse. He's comfortable. There's no one challenging him. And the thing with the contracts that we give, we give statement contracts just to say we are Man United. We keep our players. If we want them, we have them. We don't give contracts based on, okay, this is going to make sense in the next 4 years. It's more just for a statement, probably, I don't know, for the business world, or just to show who we are. So players still want to come to the club and that. We've got David there. He was in his prime and he stayed. He didn't go to Real Madrid. But it's backfiring. And that's what happens when business mixes with football.
Bruv, it's embarrassing, blood. It's embarrassing, bruv. Cam, bro, all right, De Gea, Maguire, blood. Let's talk about Harry. Blood.
Maguire, yo, can you man see me, yeah? Can you man see me?
Rants, you're on a bit of a delay for me, mate.
Yeah, you're on a delay. I thought it was me.
All right, cool. Oh, hold on. I've caught back up now, haven't I?
Yeah. Real good.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, with Maguire today, yo, listen, you see me, I like to be fair. I can't be fair. I can't be nice to him today. He played, honestly, he played like, I keep saying he played like that he was under a concussion, fam. Like, did you see when he started dribbling? And
at the end,
was running in circles. I was like, nah, something's going on.
He looked yacked, fam. You know the ones when you come out the club, like 3 a.m. and you see a ball under the car, blood. A man start getting under the car and that. Bruv, he looked yacked, rude boy. Like, I've never seen. I knew he was rubbish, but he raised the bar today, fam. He raised.
I was honestly thinking the paramedics were gonna run on.
I never seen a player have such a bad performance. I think this is worse than any bad David Luiz performance I've ever seen. He looked like he just come back on his holiday. He looked like he come back on his holiday straight back into work.
Oh, Rob, mate, I think you're getting a bit sensationalist there, mate. I've seen Bakayoko, mate. I've seen him play live. You can't talk to me about bad performance. I think Harry Maguire, no doubt he was poor. He was poor, but I genuinely would put that down to the concussion. He definitely still was concussed.
But the worst thing about Harry Maguire poor performance is the commentators never seem to pick up on it. Have you noticed?
Yeah. They don't pick up on it. They choose not to. He's England's vice captain. You know what I mean? It's like Harry Kane. If Harry Kane has a bad game, you won't pick up on it. It's the same thing with Maguire, isn't it? He's protected.
Stank the place out. Stank it out, bro. Misplaced passes. Everything getting turned left, right, and centre, and nothing, bro. No mention of it. No mention of it, bro. Like, too many man underperforming today. Brandon, you know what I'm saying? He's young. Do you know what I'm saying? I want us to be supportive and all that, but bruv, he's not as good on the ball as a lot of people think he is, isn't it? Like,
I thought he did all right in the press, man. I'm not gonna lie. He was getting out of the press a few times.
Yeah, but forget all that, bro. Like, that's not composed on the ball, blood. He gave the ball away.
I don't know about that.
The only time he done it, cutting inside, passing. That's what happens when you have a right-footed player on the left, cutting inside and passing across the box. And that's how we lost the goal. And he done it loads of times, passing inside, bro. Bare people saying, "Oh, he can use his left foot." Never seen it. Passing down the line.
He's better on the ball than Wan-Bissaka. I'm telling you, Wan-Bissaka, he's like Booker T on the ball, bruv. I'm not even joking, fam. I swear, when I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my gosh, fam. I can't even.
I told you, Wan-Bissaka is not my kind of right back. As much as I like him defensively, on the ball, I told you I wouldn't play him because I care what things look like, bro. He like everything like when he plays, it looks like he learned how to play football as a teenager. You know that wasn't. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
If he couldn't defend, he wouldn't even be a footballer at any level. Like man couldn't even play Sunday League with that footwork.
But when I told you, Wan-Bissaka looks like an older on the ends that asks, "Hey, let me have a touch." That's how he dribbles, bro. when you when you got the older, like, yo, let me just get a quick touch on the ball, and he starts doing it. That's exactly how it looks when Wan-Bissaka's on the ball. But to be honest, look, the defense were poor, but I didn't see Rashford today. I didn't see when Martial came on, did nothing. I saw Pogba come off. It looked lethargic, fam. Maybe that's why he didn't even start. Pogba came on, giving away sloppy passes, getting bullied, getting tackled. It just looks like, for me, the team are dragging. They're dragging along. And we need to, bro, let's forget about winning 3-0, 4-0 against West Ham. We might need to grind out just a little 1-0 and get out of it. Well, we don't defend good enough maybe for 1-0, but we might have to just nick it like how we did against Palace, because we're fading away, man. We're fading away. The players are dead. And he's going to go with the strongest 11 against West Ham. He's going to go. He has to.
You said it. He said it. We said these man look knackered. Last 2 games, remember before the game, I was like, last 2 games, man played crap. Bear man are saying, oh yeah, unbeaten and that, bro. The signs were there, you know, that as soon as we come up against someone decent. If you look at the games we played post-lockdown, everyone's getting gassed, yeah? But look at all the teams we played, yeah? Relegation fodder, man's been beaten. Out of all the top teams we played, beat Tottenham.
But to be fair, we've been beating big teams this season. That's
what
Ollie is.
Cool. Post-lockdown, when we've
I'm
come
just
back,
saying.
we've had Tottenham, we've had what? Sheffield United, we've had Chelsea, and what? How many of them games have we won?
Palace
them
as well.
Yeah, we ain't won any of the top 6 teams, bro. We've only beaten one of them since we come back, bro. We played no one. We had a favourable run. Everyone's overlooking the fact that we had a very good run, bro. It's not that we are playing amazing football. We are playing some dead teams, bro. Let's face it.
To be fair, yeah, we did play. The football was looking good as well. Fair enough.
It's easy to look good.
No, because do you know what's different though? Because we haven't been doing that. So previously, against the sort of things we've been playing, we've been doing Crystal Palace performances. That's why we got gas. So we thought, okay, we've turned the corner now because we played big teams and we beat them as well, innit? So it's like, okay, we've turned the corner. We now know these smaller clubs, this is how we got to put them away. But now it's just creeping back in. It's creeping back in.
Bruv, I didn't turn any corners, bruv. Like, I knew that, bruv. I even said we were 1 injury or a few changes away from being crap again, bro. That's exactly what we saw again today, bro. We got no system, no coach, no fluidity, no nothing, bro. That's why That's why Oli had to play when he got injured, bro. Because
that's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem. Like, you could see as soon as there were injuries today, when Martial came on, I remember he was talking to somebody and they almost looked confused as to what was going on. So I said, right, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And they were kind of saying that despite it being your regular system of 4-2-3-1, they're kind of looking at each other going, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what are we supposed to be doing? And you just look lost. And then this Manchester United do need to make several signings before they can consider competing again. There is no doubt they are one of the top teams in the country. But to go back to where they were, there needs to be an element of consistency. You've now tried everything. You've gone for the old head in Louis van Gaal. You went for the young up-and-coming manager in David Moyes as the person to replace Alex Ferguson. I went for one of the best of all time, if not the best in the game in Mourinho, and that didn't work out.
Mourinho, to be fair, man knew he was done out here, fam. So.
Yeah, but then you've gone for someone who understands the club in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've run out of options now. You need to decide if you're going to stick or twist. And when someone says to me, "We'll go get Pochettino," what, a manager that's not won anything? Like
Poch safe, man. Forget Poch, man.
It's one of those where it's like you guys have a lot to think about. Personally, I think you can see that there are signs of improvement under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's not going to be the manager which takes you back to the very top, but he will be the man that lays you the foundations. He will be. He just needs probably one more window. Then if he's not doing it right after one more window, then he's done. But the thing is with him, it's not just him; it's Ed Woodward as well. Since Ed Woodward's coming, you guys have just collapsed. Like you said it earlier, Rob, you were saying, "Oh, we're Manchester United." It's just a statement when we're going to sign somebody, and from there, oh my God, is he gone? What's going on? Are we hosting?
Yeah.
Rants and Rants, so you did.
Boy,
yeah, ops, man. Yeah, bro. Ops, man. Yeah, bro.
It's one of those where you just need to. Yeah, there's so much wrong with Man United that, unless you completely change the structure, you will not get back to the top of the game for a very long time. You won't. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. We still need Poch, though. I don't care, bro.
What I keep saying is, listen. What I keep saying is, look, United are not going to sack Ole. So you see me, I'm being realistic. United are not going to sack Ole. So what we need to do is buy good players, fam. So people keep saying, bro, I don't think people understand. They need to just go and check my videos and stuff. I was the most Ole out person you can find. But once I realized United are not going to sack this guy, we went on another good run. You're not going to sack him. So now we got to back him. It's as simple as that. We all know that he's not the top coach. No one has ever said that he's a top coach. You know what I mean? But so now you're going to have to back him. No, but yeah, you're going to have to back him now. And this is why I keep saying the squad depth is important, because I agree. Obviously, Ole is not good at making crap players perform better than they are. Like, Ole isn't a good enough coach to get the best out of average players. So he's going to need to have some quality in the squad. And as much as that might annoy everybody, Ole is here to stay, fam. That's just the way it is. So we're going to have to back him. Simple. We're not going to sack Ole. We're not going to sack him.
Look at the team man's assembling, yeah? Even when you look at the kind of players that man buys, it's not cohesive with any sort of strategy, bro. This is my biggest problem. Like, everyone, like, you talk about Wan-Bissaka not being good on the ball and that, but bro, we already knew that he wasn't good on the ball. If you want to play a high attacking fullbacks here that are going to be creating stuff, that's not a right back that you sign, innit? It's not. You know what I'm saying? If you've got Victor Lindelof and you know that Lindelof's going to be your number 2 centre half, then Harry Maguire is not the number 1 centre back you sign. Do you see what I'm saying? It looks like not much thinking's gone into signing these players, bro. It's just like, right, these men are good. They got decent numbers. Let's sign them.
I think personally the signings were obviously, other than Daniel James, I personally think, obviously now, like, Maguire's playing stupid and stuff at the moment. But I think over the course of the season, if you look at, people are saying Wan-Bissaka's arguably our player of the year and stuff. You know what I mean? So I think overall, I don't think the signings have been that bad. This is on Daniel James personally. But there's still a lot to go, fam. There's still about 4 or 5 signings that we need to make to our 11 before we can even become proper title contenders, let alone champions. We need 7-8 players, fam. No cap. And we need to start selling.
It's not about them being bad signings. It's about there being no cohesion in the signings.
No, I hear that. I hear what you're saying. Because if you look based on the signings, what are we trying to do? Like, what sort of team are we trying to be based on the signings that we've made? I couldn't give you an answer.
There you go.
For me, I get that only with Wan-Bissaka, because if we're trying to be an expansive attacking team, how do you have such a defensive fullback? You sign such a defensive fullback. I get that. But Maguire, Man United needs a centre half. They bought him. I don't see what's personally wrong with that.
Do you know why? I see it with Maguire as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's like, what? Are we trying to create a defense that this is the block, nothing comes back past us? You know, like a Vidic and Rio, like, you can't move to our defense? Or are we trying to do ball-playing defenders like Lindelof? Like, the two of them are so opposite extreme they don't even complement each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Them two are not. They're not a good partnership at all. They're not a good partnership. Like we've always said that. I've always said that. I think it'll be best if we had like Bailly going. But hey, Bailly's made out of glass. It's unfortunate. So now we're going to need to probably sign someone else. I don't know, but you shouldn't. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. But in my opinion, Maguire, listen, he needs to step it up because I've been backing him and I rate him because I've been rating Maguire since Hull days. So it's not even like just when he put on his top at Man United. So he needs to improve. And the thing is, I've seen Maguire play at a higher level than he's playing now, which is why I'm kind of just like waiting to see. If it was the thing as in he's performing the same way that I've seen him before his whole career, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to get rid of him. I don't really care about him. But because I've seen him perform higher at Leicester and even perform better at Hull than he's performing at the moment, I'm just going to give him a few more months. Like maybe to like December. Then maybe to like December. Then I'll start judging. But for now, I'm a stick with him, man. I'll stick.
Bro,
with
he's
him.
meant to be a ball playing centre back. He's not that good on the ball, though, bro. He's not, bro. He's not an upgrade to Victor Lindelof on the ball. Bro.
On the ball,
He's not. He's not on the ball, bro. The only thing he does is he does this little spray diagonal thing, and it looks all good and that. But bruv, like he's no more competent on the ball than Eric Bailly or Victor Lindelof, bro. Like man sold Daily Blind, who was better on the ball than all of them. Like it's one of them ones where it's like if we want an on the ball man that can play out from the back, Harry Maguire ain't it, bro. Like that's what he's meant to be. That's not what he is, bro. Do you know what I mean? His assets are his physicality. And even today, Giroud was all over, man, bro. Giroud was on man
That's
like
what
aftershave, but
Yeah.
Do you know that
Them man were hugging each other and stuff.
if Harry's meant to be like nothing goes past him in the air, physical, blah 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 blah, they're not even bothering putting Giroud on Lindelof. They're putting him on Harry, our main man, and he ate him up. That's worrying, if you ask me. Would you not stick Giroud when the long ball's going over the top? You put him on Victor, or you put him on Eric. They're saying, you know what? We're so confident that Harry's shit. We're gonna put Giroud on Harry, their main man.
I wouldn't say it was because of that we did that. I was saying to us, I think we'd mark Harry Maguire out of the game because of his physical presence. Giroud is I can't think of many strikers other than him that can do it, or many that are better. His physicality and his hold-up game is second to none. That's the reason France won the World Cup. That's the reason we're playing so well at the minute. He holds down defenders like they are not there. Just little bounce, moves round, keeps the ball moving. As soon as he was doing that, you saw in the first 2 minutes, he literally the first encounter between him and Maguire. He was backing into Maguire. Maguire was holding him and trying to pull him down because he couldn't do anything with him. I don't think it's just down to Harry Maguire being poor that Giroud was bullying him. It's down to Giroud being that good. I honestly feel for Arsenal. I feel like we should give them more money because that is a robbery what we did. Absolute robbery. The man is different. He is the reason that we won that game tonight, without a shadow of a doubt. Man of the match by a country mile, and he's been doing it for us since the restart. He wasn't given his opportunities at the beginning of the season, but now he's slowly getting back into it. And I'll tell you what, he's doing a fantastic job as well.
What are you saying about your striker? He's looking to get sold, boy. Man, like timid Abraham, bro. He's not getting back in that team now. Werner's there. No.
I think Tammy Abraham. He'll probably go out on loan. He does need a Premier League loan. I think he's a good striker. There's no doubt about it. But it's the physicality that lets him down, man. Like he's got the pace, he's got the finishing, but he does not have any hold-up play. And for a guy of that size, you'd expect him to have at least a little bit of hold-up play. He scored 15 goals or something this season. Like he's not a bad striker. To do that in your first stint in the Premier League at the age of 21, 22 says everything. It's a good return. You know, so it's one of those where he'll definitely be part of the squad at some point continuously. But I mean, right now you're going to be looking at Timo Werner, you're going to be looking at Olivier Giroud, you're going to be looking at, other players to come and fill that hole to do something different, and we'll have to see what happens from there, really.
And the thing is, everyone's gonna after this, everyone's gonna over exaggerate, and everyone's reactionary. So everyone's gonna go on like it's the end of the world right now. Blah blah blah. Oh, get Ole out. This person's there. This person will get. That's what everyone's gonna be right now. But everyone just needs to take a deep breath. 24 games into the season, Leicester had 21 goals on us on goal difference. Leicester were 14 points clear of us. We are going into this week with potentially going 3 points clear of Leicester. Everyone needs to just calm down. We're hitting an objective that we didn't think that we were going to end up hitting the way the season was going. So that's just the way it is. Drag on, win some games, win the final 2 games of the season, which we need to do hopefully, and then we move and we address and we see what we can do in the summer. But everyone's going to exaggerate and make it out like it's the end of the world. Take a deep breath, relax. It was the first loss in 19 games. Whether people think that 19 games could have been all luck, it was 19 games, bro. It's unfortunate we don't win the cup. It's a bonus. That's an accessory. If it was the Europa League and we were 9th in the table, then I understand, because that's the gateway to the Champions League. But the one thing we said we need is Champions League football. If we want Sancho's, if we want these players or extra money or attraction, we need Champions League. So at the end of the day, everyone's going to be reactive right now. But hey, listen, we move, man. Wednesday, you can't be crying about that. Wednesday is a bigger game than the game that we just had now. So that's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, we have to win the Wednesday one. But to be fair, like, I've been pretty much consistent throughout, bro. Man knows what I've got with most of these man. I know I've got with this gaffer in it. It's that simple. That's why when everyone was getting gassed and saying we've turned the corner, I was like, just wait, innit? Just wait, blood. Like, man knows what it is, even when we're winning, bro. So this don't even surprise me. That's why I always wait to see the lineup before I predict scores now, bro.
Did his thing freeze?
I think so, you know.
I'm just looking. I'm thinking everyone's frozen or something.
I heard silence because I'm looking at statistics for the game, and I'm kind of there going, "Have I frozen? What's going on here?"
my thing though.
Before?
Sorry,
what did you guys predict before? Both of you.
I thought we'd lose. Honestly,
really? Wow.
I didn't really even do a prediction, to be honest. I didn't really do a prediction, but I didn't know what to expect. You know, I didn't really know what to expect. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really know. When I saw the lineup, I wasn't as confident as I was if it was obviously our strongest 11. But at the same time, Ole, one thing is, Ole got it wrong. No one can hide that. He got it wrong. And he knew he got it wrong. And I even think by getting injured, he might have even seen it as a blessing. Not blessing this guy, because of course, but I think he probably thought, oh, yeah, I can quickly rearrange it and bail myself out. But then we conceded within 30 seconds of making the flipping change. So it just didn't work out at all. Just he got it wrong today, but sometimes you get it wrong. People are like, "Oh, Lampard schooled him, blah 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 blah." That's the first time we've lost to Chelsea in four attempts this season. So it happens, man. You just got to move on. People want to do the outrage thing, but just I don't know, man. I just think we just need to all relax, man.
Obviously, you've calmed down now, but you were on the outrage thing earlier.
Yeah, De Gea, because I've been on him for almost 2-3 years now. Hey,
well, I don't know, bro. So understand, when men like me, I've been on this guy from way back here, and these man's been on them. It's not an agenda, blood. Man's been onto these guys, bro. So when this is happening, I'm like, bro, I can see it playing out, innit? And it's funny, a lot of fans are like, oh, when we lose, you're blaming the manager, this, that, and that. But when we win, you're saying it's on the players. So when we win, it must be on the manager. I was like, bro, football don't work like that, bro. Now, football don't work like that. You know them ones. It don't work like that at all. Bro. You see, players can go out there and give 100%, but sometimes you need the manager to do something on the side. That's where they earn their money, innit? In-game management is where you really earn your corner, and also the coaching on the training ground. If you're not coaching man on the training ground and you're not changing games in-game, then what are you actually doing? You're just watching the game. You got the best seat in the house. And that's always been my criticism, bro. I don't see no patterns of play with United. Remember before when man was saying how come they praised Arteta for how he played against City and how he played 5 at the back. No one said it was negative. Because look how they play a 5 at the back. Look how we play the 5 at the back. Let the other team have the ball, kick it long to Rashford, bro. 30-yard balls over the top. No link, no build-up play, no nothing, bro. Like, that's the reason why a man will eulogize over what Arteta's doing and man will check for what Ollie's doing, because it looks stinky, bro. It looks smelly, bro. We were watching that game today feeling sick. You can't tell me that you enjoyed watching that.
I did.
No, of course you did.
Sorry, I just
mate.
Chill out the room a little bit, boys. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, no one. Hey, listen, it was a bad game, innit? It was a bad game, and you know what? Yeah, the reason why I'm not as mad, I'm mad at a few individuals, but as in the team thing, I've been saying we're not playing well in the last few games and stuff. So it is what it is. You have the bad one, you lose it, you suck it up, and you move. That's the only way. Because I have been on that edge where I was shouting, "Ole out, Ole out, Ole out!" This. I can't be bothered to be on that tip again right now. I'm just gonna let the season finish. Let the season finish. Just make sure we hit our objectives, because at the end of the day, we are at the moment en route to hit our objectives, bro. Secure this. We can even go and start seeing what we can do, and maybe we'll win the Europa as well. Who knows? So all of a sudden, you're looking at the season, and you're like, right, that was actually a good year. But right now, everyone's gonna make it out like, our season's done. But bigger game is happening on Wednesday. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
let's see the players' character as well.
Couldn't even beat Chelsea today. I'm not even trying to see this Europa team. And that's what I told, man. If we win the Europa League and we end up playing a Champions League team, we'll get absolutely pammed, bro. Like, honestly. Like, I know where we're really at. If we were to win the Europa League and then we had to play Super Cup against like a Real Madrid or something, man, we'll get lit up, bro. And that's what I keep telling, man. I said, I know where we really are, innit? Regardless of what the table tells us. This is one of the worst Premier League seasons ever when you look at the points tally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's been crap, innit? We've been rubbish. We're fortunate to be where we are based on the fact that everyone else has been as bad as us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're behind a Chelsea team that we've beaten twice in the league and haven't had a transfer window. That's how bad we've been. Like, let's not sugarcoat this thing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to be on this Oli out team because I know we're stuck with him. But, bro, I knew that he weren't the guy for a while, and I still think that he's a crap coach, and I'll never change my mind. However, we're stuck with him, so what are the board going to do now, innit?
That's what I'm saying. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
The issue, you know what, though? The issue, like, even if we hit the objectives, I'll be happy. As, like, a person, I'm a fan of Man United, I'll be happy. But then it's worrying the fact that we all know there's issues there, but like hitting the objectives is papering over the cracks. Do you know what I mean? So I hear how far we've come, but who within the fan base is confident in where we're going? I don't know who's confident in where we're going.
Only sexuals, innit? That's what they're called, blood. Them man there. Just trusting the manager, blood. The only sexuals, blood. I'm not confident in where we're going.
I'm not. Listen, I don't really know what the future holds in it, but one thing I know is the players that we're linked with sound decent, but I'm just hoping now. Listen, Woodward was there and stuff. You need to look at it and be like, oh, we need more. Yeah, I'm trying to say, because boy, listen, Man City are about to do probably 300 million this summer. There's no FFP, City are gonna go crazy. They want 5 players. This is a team that just done back to back, and they just lost the title this year, but they've been champions 2 times in the last 3 years. They're about to blow a load. Liverpool, I don't know what Liverpool are doing. Chelsea are already blowing a load. United have to react. It's as simple as that. We have to react.
Facts.
Bro, how are you feeling about your prospective rebuild? You got a cup final now. You've got top 4 sewn up. You're gonna spend money in summer, bruv. Like, you man must be pretty happy with what Frank's doing.
I'm happy with what's going on. I think I didn't come into this season with high expectations. I thought mid-table finish, young squad, complete rebuild happening at the club. We just lost Eden Hazard, who's been our talisman for like 7 years. So we're kind of there going, do you know what? Let's just see what happens. We'll just see what happens with the team, see what builds, see what occurs. And there is no doubt this season has been filled with ups and downs, but it has been fantastic supporting Chelsea this year, because you can see. This is the first time since, I would say, arguably Mourinho's first stint, there has been this amount of togetherness at our club. And you can see as well that he's trying to build a philosophy of the players. He's trying to bring in players that fit that philosophy, and he's being backed by the board, which in turn is seeing the fans being more excited to see what happens. So, look, I think, Timo Werner coming in, Hakim Ziyech, prospects like being linked with Kai Havertz, which looks like it could be happening. I'm happy with all of that, but right now I do worry, because one bad thing I had to pick out about today, one is the fact that we didn't keep a clean sheet and we got lazy and our game management went out the window towards the end of the game. And right now, with the players we're bringing in, we're rocking a fucking Bugatti Veyron front line and a Fiat 500 at the back. So it's one of those where I'm going like, I want to sort out that back line. So with that rebuild, we'll have to see what happens. But look, I think it's a really exciting time to be a Chelsea fan. And obviously with the FA Cup final, look, like I was saying to you earlier, Rants, if you said to me Chelsea are going to be, I'd say 60, 70% nailed on for Champions League football, depending on how we do in our last 2 games.
Yeah.
Going into an FA Cup final, getting out of our Champions League group. I mean, in the Super Cup, actually holding a candle to Liverpool for a while. You know, beating Manchester City, beating Tottenham. I would have bitten your hand off. I'd have bitten your hand off because I thought this year we were going to be a laughing stock. Like sat down in 8th position. Obviously, from an outsider looking in, it'd be a laughing stock situation. Lampard might have been really struggling because he had a decent season with Derby, but he did what was expected of him. Here, he has gone above and beyond. He's gelled a team together. It's worked really well. And now we're seeing where the cracks are and where we just need to improve by plugging in.
Lamps is a good manager, man. He's a good manager, in my opinion. He's a good manager. People are giving him a hard time, but he's a good manager. I mean, just to that question over there and what the person's saying about the Wan-Bissaka situation. Listen, you see with me, right? You see the game against Southampton. The game against Southampton, I can understand coaching, blah, blah, blah. Same today. There's a lot of blame that has to go to Ole, which I've mentioned. There's a lot of blame that needs to go to him. And especially more for Southampton. But sorry, the way I always look at people as like, have you got pride about yourself first? The way Wan-Bissaka, the way Maguire played, De Gea making that mistake, you guys are like respect for yourself. I can't defend that. I can't say Ole is the reason why you're booting the ball off the pitch or why your first touch is becoming a slide tackle or why Maguire's playing like he's got a concussion and doing spinning 360 on the ball and stuff or getting bullied, scoring own goals. I can't say that's all Ole. Sometimes you have to look at them. Now, you see people, I haven't mentioned Rashford, I haven't mentioned Martial, because they're isolated up there. I've even mentioned Daniel James, and look how bad he is. And you know what my thoughts are. I've even mentioned him because he's isolated up there. But some of the performance from the players at the back and the goalkeeper, for example, bro, I can't always blame it on a manager. I'll blame it on the tactics on the manager, but some of their personal performances, you got to look at. Listen, honestly, I'd feel like taking some of their wages, mate. If I was Maguire doesn't deserve to get paid for that performance. Yeah. De Gea doesn't deserve to get paid for that. Like, come on, man. Like, sometimes look at the players, man. You got to look at the players sometimes. Not always the manager you can only look at, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, Rob, what you saying?
No, real talk. Like, what you're saying is very, very true. Like, I don't know. I can't name one player on United that played well in that game. And there is a certain amount of percentage you can give towards tactics and all of that stuff. But what Cam's saying is true. Who played well? Like, player ratings is almost embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's almost embarrassing. No, I don't know who played. I don't know.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, I feel like when you're a manager, throwing a team together to play a specific system against a specific team, I feel like you hang certain men out to dry in them instances. I really do. You know what I mean? I think you really do, blood. Like, certain man played rubbish, but the run that we've been on recently, we've been playing a certain way. You change the formation for this game, playing against a team that's more comfortable in that formation than you, that had a stronger team out than you, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what did you really expect to happen? It's like, United can't be changing to all five at the back here without going with their strongest players and expecting to stand a chance. Really, I don't think so, bro. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was just a bit mad, bro. And even when we were playing five at the back here before, when we were going unbeaten, we played that same formation about 5 or 6 games on the bounce. It wasn't like we just played it a one-off thing and then went back. Like, we've been playing this 4 at the back thing consistently now for a while. And then to change it now, I just thought I'd rather just go out on our shield, innit? Go with 4 at the back, play the way you've always been playing and lose. And then I'll be like, you know what? We just went up for it on the day, bro. But when we went out with a whimper, bro, we didn't even go out with a fight. That is the thing that pissed me off, bro. So I can blame the players, but the players didn't look comfortable from early, and the manager didn't change it until there was an injury. If Bayern got injured, how long would it have been till he made the change? He made that change because we didn't have another centre back to bring on, really.
Come on. No,
Facts.
Yeah. Even Chelsea must have been a bit like, rah, they're on a run. They've got a new system of playing, and we've just come back and basically said we fear Chelsea, so we're switching up the performance. Because normally we do that against City. Fair enough, you can go to City, play 5 at the back because the class is different level. But really and truly, we're battling Chelsea now. So why don't we go to a game and put our imprint on the game? But we almost concede before we start. And in the mentality of the boys, it's like, we've been playing so well, but our managers don't trust us to play well in the way that we've been playing. So he set us up this way. It's a negative mindset from the onset.
It's It's true, but again, we play that victims, blood. We play relegation football. How are we turning up to games, and giving the impetus to the other team?
Exactly.
We're Manchester United. Never seen it happen. Even when we played counter-attacking football under Ferguson, we still monopolised the ball and we still put pressure on teams. We didn't sit back and let them have it.
We approached this game like how Arsenal approached the City game yesterday. But it's not, it don't make sense. I mean, Rants is
you got a delay, Rants.
Yeah.
You're frozen.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll jump out and jump back in. My signal today has been atrocious, guys.
Oh man, Fred, listen. There was some things.
Fred, like what Rants was saying about being a victim of the system, Fred ain't really played since we've come back, and then you put him in a chain system and expect him to turn out a world-class performance. He's still seeking match fitness in a system that we haven't been playing well in. So I can't blame Fred. Like when Fred was playing well, him and McTominay, they had a run in the team. They built that sort of synergy between each other. Like, what relationship does Fred have with any of the players on the pitch now? Like the Bruno relationship is a new. Well, when Bruno first came in, they weren't really playing before the lockdown as well. So it's hard for him. Dan James as well. He could. I forgot.
There's no point. We don't even need to even mention Dan James.
You know what I mean? It's not even his fault. It's not even his fault.
He's a young lad. Dan James is someone. When you bought him, he was not the player you were going to bring in to start every single game. He was thrown in because of injuries. So, like Dan James is someone who you could see has a lot of talent as a player that can develop. But I mean, Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he just got completely isolated today. You had Kovacic and Jorginho just go, right, you come here, and just did him in. You had fucking Kovacic turning into the Bulk and Brutus, and like everything going on there. It was like he just tearing them apart, and it's. I think you're over reliant on some players. Well, that's going to happen when you have a team which is still developing. There is a massive lack of balance, but there's so much.
Get me Jack Grealish, man. Get me Jack Grealish, man. Get me Declan Rice. Get me Jack Grealish. Get me Sancho. Get me some ballers, please. Get me some ballers, fam. Oh my God.
You know what Bruno
experienced
today, Bruno experienced today what it's been like for Paul Pogba in a Man United team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everyone can give to you, and you haven't got the tools around you to do what you can even do. Like if Bruno's looking up and he's seeing Dan James ain't even making the run that Bruno's thinking of. So he's not going to encourage him to do that. So everyone that's been onto Pogba, remember these fans were booing Pogba at the end of the season.
They told him to get out, bro. They were booing him, bro.
I can't believe it. And now Bruno's take Pogba out of that team and see how it works with Bruno once you take Pogba and Martial out of that team.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
You know?
You see, it's true, but it's perfectly true. What you're saying is true. Some I see somebody else like tweet that as well about like Bruno's experiencing the Pogba treatment and stuff. But listen, it's gonna come. It's easy. It's easy to do that because you look around. Do you have to set up your tactics to stop Matic from doing anything or Fred from doing anything? No, you just look at Bruno and say, all right, cool, thank you very much. So listen, obviously, if this game happened on Tuesday, we might have had Pogba out there, extra rest and stuff, but it doesn't happen. And this is what's going to happen. And as you said, if we don't have a coach who can maximize these average players, then we're going to need quality. And that's why I keep saying we're going to need to sign some players. If we could have had, not saying Jack Grealish is going to win us the game, but if we could have had someone, that's someone Chelsea are going to have to think of. That's somebody else they're going to think of. What can Rashford, James and that do if Bruno's not going to be getting the ball? They're going to have to be coming deeper and deeper. And what's Daniel James going to do coming deep? Rashford, he's just going to be trying to spray a long ball to nobody, basically. So it's just man.
That's why the selection was wrong, bruv. That's why the selection was wrong. You need to play something like a Vardy.
You see,
because we've been, go on.
You see, you see how we've got no one else to think about? By taking Bruno or Pogba out the game, you eliminate all the other players. So, like, Rashford can't play on his own. Anthony can't play on his own. So they don't even have to worry about anyone else. We just stop this supply line there, or we stop this man there, and the whole thing breaks down. Whereas when you're in a system's not overly reliant on one player. Like you can be reliant on Anthony to finish, or you can be reliant on Pogba to play that pass. But because we don't have a system, we're relying on Bruno to make his own space, make his own vision, and hope someone just gets on the end of it. And this is what we've been saying. We've been talking about the system. We have been talking about it.
Yeah, but that's why when people were saying, "Oh, how do you expect United to create chances? They've got Lingard in the midfield and that and the what, bruv." Listen, when you've got a system, it don't matter who's in the system. You're still gonna create chances, bro. You might not get as many goals because you might not have as a clinical striker or whatever. But bruv, what do you think that it's nothing to do with the system that Danny Ings is shelling out bare goals right now?
Just, you know, like, we wouldn't swap any of our players, well, majority of our players, for any of the man from teams like Sheffield or Southampton. Even Burnley is not pretty on the eye, but Burnley do their thing. You know what I mean? They're doing well in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know what our thing is, but we wouldn't swap any of our players for any of the players in these man's team.
Exactly. We don't have a system, my guy, because we don't have a coach, blood. It's freestyle football. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, even when we do buy players like the Sanchos and these young players and stuff like that, you can't rely on these men to be consistent, for the whole season, bro. So when man are dropping on form, like, what we doing, fam? We need ridiculous amount of depth, bro. Because man's not going to be able to coach us out of trouble. Like, you can't do that, innit? And that's what it is. And the problem with that is, man complained and said, right, we have Mourinho, who's a manager, who's a checkbook manager, and we weren't spending. So we're not going to spend bare money under Oli either. So if we're not going to be able to buy the man to give to him, like, what's the ceiling with man? And that's why I said we need an in-between coach that can improve players, have players playing better than their actual ability in a system that makes them look better. That's what Arteta's doing right now at Arsenal. He's making man look better than they are because the system is hiding their flaws, isn't it? Right now, as Man United, bro, listen, you're out there getting exposed week in, week out. If your performance drops even from an 8 to a 7, bro, it's out there in the bright lights, bro. There's nowhere to hide in this system, because there isn't one.
It's true. And the only reason, say, someone like Greenwood can come in and do well is because he's got a football intelligence. But if you get a young player who's got raw ability but no football intelligence, he can fry in this team, man. It's a dangerous place for him to be in this team. You know what I mean? When men didn't know about Dan James and his pace, they were leaving Ben behind, and Dan James was coming onto stuff. Now they've clocked like, okay, we just won't give him space. Dan James ain't got another answer, and that's not his fault. He's a young player. He's come from the Championship. Only certain man. That's why everyone's so gassed about Mason, because you can see the intelligence in his play. Even if like he needs to get more physical or whatever, blah blah. Football intelligence goes a long way, and if you haven't got a coach to tell you what to do in every single scenario, you're gonna be in trouble when you're out there on your own.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, nah, fact. Yeah, that's fact. That's fact. Dan James ain't good enough anyway. It's as simple as that. He'll never be good enough either. So he's never gonna be good enough for Manchester United. It's just, man.
Even when Louis was like, "Oh, you can see that there's something to build on," bruv. I don't know if man's gonna be a wide receiver or something. He needs to bulk up a bit, bruv. You know them. That's about it. Like, he's done out here, fam. He's just all pace. There was one run that he done earlier where he ran onto the ball in behind, and I was like, yeah, that's his contribution for the game now. You know them. That's it. Through ball.
Yeah.
Man ran onto it. That was it. Held it up. Passed it. Within 3 passes, the ball was gone again. That's about it. Do you know what I mean? Man's done out here, bro.
I like Dan James. I think Dan James is a very good player.
You man can have him then. It's fine.
Hey, we'll stop Dan James calmly for what? Cho? I don't mind. We can do a stop like that. We will work on him.
I mean, to be fair to Dan James, he's made a massive step up, which no one expected him to make.
Yeah,
and he might not be a Manchester United top level player, but I tell you what, for a young guy to step up to the plate when no one expected him to, let's not forget how he started the season as well. He absolutely killed it this season. He's gone above what everyone expected of him. And I get why you guys expected him, but he's done
he hasn't gone above, bro. He ain't gone above it.
I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying. Like that, I'm not onto Dan James. Don't get me wrong. I'm not onto Dan James.
This guy's an attacker and he's got like a goal scoring ratio of 1 in 10 or something. Like, man,
Mate, you don't have Willian. Willian only scores penalties. All right. Now imagine having someone, right?
Dan James from the spot,
put it this way, Dan James can grow stuff. Okay. Willian gets the final third and shits himself. He is useless in the final third. He's taking a penalty or taking a free kick once a year. That's it. Willian has a fantastic explosive speed. He's so good at that. He can get the ball there, but he looks like he's screaming in his head when he gets the final third.
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds like first world problems, you know, when you're complaining about Willian when we got Daniel James.
So what? You think James gonna develop to a better player than Willian?
Who knows? I can't tell you. I don't have a time machine.
Hey, bruv, he couldn't even.
Yeah, Rob, you should know this. You try and put me on the spot, you won't get what you want.
Good enough, to tie Willian a ponytail. Dead ball.
It is what it is. Hey, let's lift the spirits, man. Wednesday, we come back
Wednesday.
better. You get me? We come back better.
Wednesday, Wednesday, you guys lose.
Harry Maguire like he flipping Chelsea. That's what man don't want. You know what was the way Giroud had man up, bruv. Use man as a rucksack, blood. That's what man's gonna do.
Yeah, a lot of work in progress, man. If Man United fans didn't know, there's still a lot of work in progress. We're still a team in progress. And as I said, those wins, even the other day, no, we drew, but the wins that we had against Palace, the win against Bournemouth, there's a little bit of things creeping in. So there's still a lot of work to do, man. Just keep your head up, lads. You know what I mean? Everyone keep your head up. You got big games going on.
Shut up, lads. The season's not over yet. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It could be over on Wednesday, but you know what I mean? It's all right, lads.
We've got to secure this. Like, there's no other option, lads. I can't even lie to you. At this point, because of how close we've come, we got to secure it. Because I don't know how we're gonna survive in this world of fans if we don't get this top 4.
Oh, tell me about it. You man, make sure you slap that like button as well, bro. Everyone's ads are at the bottom. There are over 2,000 people watching the whole time. So no excuse for the likes, bro. You months better be doing your jobs. I told you, man, we'll be handing out redundancies, fam.
The FA defo set us up as well, but how can you give us 2 less days to rest? But hey, listen, 2 extra days, exactly 48 hours. But hey, you know, them Chelsea players had an extra spring in their step. Extra spring in their step. You know what I'm gonna say? You know it's true. You know it's true.
There's no doubt that it played a part in the fixture, but these are professional footballers.
Listen, I've never seen Jorginho cover so much ground. That extra day's work, that extra day's rest, those 2 games rest. Nah, man. What is what it is. The FA always against United. You know what I mean? Always. Always against United.
Did you just say that to a Chelsea fan? Come on,
man.
Nah,
they're always against United. They wanted a London final, mate. They wanted a London final, and they got it. There you go. You guys can have it. All London final.
This is it.
I mean, it was still good anyway. Final United.
Why your FA Cup? You never wanted it anyway. Say nothing.
Nice one. That was a good one.
Big up, man. You lot follow the acts as well. You already know what it is, man. Big up for tuning in. Slap the lights. It wasn't the result that we wanted, and we just gotta go again Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Listen, go crash out David Moyes, man.
Moyes owes us a favour still. He ain't done that for us in a hot minute. But then again, they slapped Chelsea, didn't they, for us?
Yeah, they did actually.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what's happening.
Injure Moyes, you know, like that. Nah, man, big up every man. You man, make sure you slap the like button. Everyone's getting on to Cam for being positive. But the thing is, when man's negative, well, you know that ones. It's like you can't win on this.
They want everyone to be angry, fam. Listen, relax, fam. Because when we come back and I'm smiling on Wednesday, you guys are gonna be saying, "Yeah, come on, top four." So just get in your feeling, take a drink, eat some food, rest, go work tomorrow, and then we move, fam. We move. That's what I'm saying.
All right, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.
In a bit, man.